Hey guys, I am Nishant and welcome to Cybernetico. So recently I was scrolling on LinkedIn and I saw this question that was asked in Amazon machine coding interview round. The question says that we have to build an UI where users can draw circles at the exact position of the mouse click on the screen. And we have to implement undo and redo functionalities to let users remove or re-add circles in the correct sequence. So if we click, we can have a circle here anywhere in the screen. And if we click undo, it will be removed from the screen. But if we click redo, it will revert the undo. Now on the keyboard, if we press Ctrl Z, it will undo, and if we press Ctrl Y, it will redo. So let's see how to solve this using vanilla JavaScript and HTML and CSS. So first of all, let's make one index.html file here, then one JavaScript file for script, index.js, and one for CSS. Now in index.html, let's link them up. So we can just use this to generate a boilerplate code. So let's make it as draw circles. Now let's add the script tag, script src index.js. Now also the link tag for the CSS. So link CSS index. Save. Now let's run this using live server. So it's running on the screen. You can see. Now what we have to do is first is make a div which will be a container div. So div, let's give it as id as container and also a class of container. Now in the CSS, let's add this and add the whole width. So width will be equal to 100%, height 100 vh, so that it spans fully on the screen, this container. Now add the background color, let's say black, but before black we have this white background or white border, so remove it using this. So in the body we have to remove the margins, so say margin equal to 0. It's now completely black, so let's remove this. Now we know our container is at full width and full height. Now in the index.js, let's select this container using the id. So let's say const container equals to document dot get element by id to select the container using this id tag name. Now what we need to do is when we click the container, we should add circles. So we can say container dot add event listener. So on click, we have to run a callback function. So in here, let's just add the event that we get from here from the callback. So console dot log event. Now if you open the console and click anywhere, one issue here, we have to make this as index.js, not index. Save, and now let's click. We are seeing the pointer events here on the screen that we are having when we click. So pointer type is mouse. We need to get these two things that are important, client x and client y, which indicates the position of this current circle that we are clicking. So in this container dot add event listener, we have to do this. We have to create one more div for circle. Let circle equals to document dot create element, which will be a div. Now this div that we are having, the circle div, it will have the x position and y position using client x and client y with the color as well. So we can make circle dot class list dot add. Let's add a class which will be default for the circle. So let's make it as a circle and save. Now in index.css, we have to define this circle. Let's add the width to be 50 px, height 50 as well, and let's say background color will be black. Now what we need to do is we need to append this container with this circle. So container dot append child. So the circle will be a child of container which will be inside it. So when we do this, it will be visible on the screen, but it is here on the left side of the screen because we have not added the position. Also we need to make it as a circle, so make it as circle using border radius as 50%. Now in the index.js, we have to add the position. So let's say position of this will be absolute, and in here using style we have to add the position x and position y. So we can do it like this: circle dot style dot left, this will be equal to event dot what is it, client X. We have to make this as a dynamic value and add the pixels. Same for the top one. So from the top, we will have the Y coordinates. So client Y. Save it. Click on the screen and we can see circles here. So it's working. Now let's remove the console log here. We don't need it. So let's decrease the width and height of circle. So make 25 as width and 25 as height. Now we have to do undo and redo functionalities. So let's work on them. In the HTML file, let's add two buttons, which will be undo and one for redo. So let's add IDs here. ID of undo will be simply undo and ID for redo will be redo. So in the code, we have to make buttons before the container. Now it will be on the top here. And let's decrease the height of the screen. So it will be 90 VH. So it's fine now. Refresh. Now we have to get this undo and redo to be working. So first of all, let's select the buttons. So const undo btn equals to document dot get element by id undo. Similarly for redo, we have to do it. So redo btn and redo. Save it. Now when we click undo, we should undo it. So we have to use a stack for the circle containers. So let's make one variable here. Let circle container, or let's say make this a circle stack. Now when we are creating a circle, we have to push inside this stack here. So what we can do is circle stack dot push this circle. Save. Now let's add the event for undo button. So we can do undo button dot add event listener. This will be a click as well. Let's make a callback function. In here, we have to get the circle. So let's just console the circles stack data first. Like whatever circle is inside the circle stack array. So let's make some circles. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Click undo. We will have 7 circles inside. So when we click undo, we have to get the last circle, which is the 6th one, and we have to update the DOM. So we have to do it like this. So what we can do is we can do let current circle equals to circle stack dot pop if we have the current circle. In that case, we have to just remove the last circle. So we can do current circle dot remove from the DOM. Now we can try this out. Let me make 4 circles. Click undo and it's removing the last circle. It's working. So now let's work on redo functionality. So to make a redo functionality, we have to do redo dot add event listener, same as the click event. So we can remove this. In here, we have to redo the last circle. So what we have to do is, if we are undoing it, we have to set it inside one array so that we know what circles have been removed. So we can make let removed circles as an array, like second stack. So once we remove circle while undoing, we have to push the circle inside this removed circle. So removed circle dot push current circle. Now in redo, we have to get the circle from the removed circles. So we can say let current circle equals to removed circle dot pop. So last element will be popped. Now, if we have the current circle, we have to append that circle into the main array, which is circles. So this circle stack dot push current circle, and then we have to just append it to the container. So container dot append current circle. Save so that it gets updated on the DOM as well. Save it and let's try to undo and redo. So if I click undo, it will undo it. If I click redo, it will bring it back. So it's working. So just make this as an empty array here so that when we undo and then redo, now let's add the control Z and control Y functionality. So in this case, we have to create two functions here. So let's say function undo, and let me move all these things inside this undo. Same with the redo. Just move the redo logic in the redo function. Now when we click the undo button, we can run the undo function. When we click redo, we can run redo function. We can try this if it works or not. undoing is working, and redoing is also working. Now we need to add two more events based on the key of the keyboard. So if we press Ctrl plus Z, we have to undo. If we press Ctrl plus Y, yeah, we have to redo. So let's add it. Document dot add event listener. Let's say key down. Now if we press the key, we should run an event. It will take the event parameter. Then let's just console this event first to see the keystroke that we are having on the screen. So let's say if we type control, we can say this. So here we can see the control key is true because we're pressing it. So we can make if event dot control key if it is true, and we need one more for the Z. So if I press Z key, we can have key as Z. Then do it as event dot key equals to Z. In this case, we will run the undo function. So just do undo, and else if we do event dot control key and the key will be Y, we will do redo. Save. Now let's make some circles. Press Ctrl Z and it's getting removed. Press Ctrl Y, it is getting added or reverted, which is redo. Press it, it's working. Now that's how we solve this Amazon question for the machine coding round.